Introduction Part 1. Make sure you read everything carefully. So quadratic equations have an x squared part and they give a curved graph. There's the curved graph of y equals x squared plus 6x plus 8, and there's the x squared part. Remember, the plus 8 part of the equation tells us where the y-intercept is. That's where the line crosses the y-axis. So plus 8, and look, the line crosses the y-axis there. Do you know why? A. When you are on the y-axis, what are you level with on the x-axis? So on the y-axis means you're on here. What are you level with on the x-axis? You're level with 0. So 0. In the equation above, so that equation there, what is y when x is this value? So when x is 0, that's what we just found. What is y? Well, 0 squared means 0 times 0, so that's nothing. Plus 6 times 0, that's also 0, so plus nothing. So 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. So y equals 8. This is why the number on its own, that's the 8, tells us where the line crosses the y-axis. Because when x is 0, it means you're on the y-axis. And when x is 0, you just get the 8 on the end. So that's the intercept. But how about where it crosses the x-axis? We can see the graph crosses the x-axis just by looking at x equals minus 2, that's there, and x equals minus 4, there. You need to be able to do it without looking at the graph though. Okay, so we've got this little graph there, but we want to be able to find out where this graph would cross the x-axis without actually having a graph in the first place. So let's see if we can work out how to get minus 2 and minus 4 using algebra. Introduction Part 2. When the line crosses the x-axis, what are you level with on the y-axis? So this is similar to a question we had on Part 1a on the last page. So when it crosses the line crosses the x, this is the x-axis. When it crosses the x-axis, what are we level with on the y-axis? Well, we're level with 0 again. So I'll put a big 0 there. Okay. So when we want to find out where the line crosses the x-axis, so that when it crosses the x-axis, we want to find out what x is when y is 0. So this means we go from the equation y equals x squared plus 6x plus 8, and remember that equation is the equation of this line, to x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals something else that isn't y. Well, what did we say that y had to be? Y is 0, so y is just going to turn into 0. Brackets, because y needs to be 0. So let's solve x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. And to do that, part D, we need to factorize the x squared plus x squared plus 6x plus 6, 8 part. So, how do we do that? Well, we know that factorize means putting it into the brackets, and it's the opposite of multiplying out the brackets. And when we multiply out brackets, we do this times this gives x squared, so they are both x. X times x gives us x squared. And now what we're looking for are two numbers that multiply to give 8, because when we do that times that, we'll get 8. And they must add together to give 6, because when we do this times that x plus this times that x, we're going to get 6x. So what two numbers multiply to give 8 and add to give 6? So just start thinking of numbers that multiply to give 8. 1 and 8, 1 times 8 is 8, but 1 plus 8 is 9, so it's not that. 2 times 4 is 8, 2 plus 4 is 6, so it is actually 2 and 4, and they're both positive. Remember that by factorizing, all we have done is write it in a different way. Its value has not changed. So x squared plus 6x plus 8 is equal to x plus 2, x plus 4. So x plus 2, this is what we just found out, x plus 4 is equal to 0, just like we said that that was equal to 0 before. Okay. F. The brackets multiply together to give 0, because that times that gives 0. So what does either bracket need to equal to give this answer? So something times something is 0. That means that either one of them or both of them is equal to 0. Okay? That means the brackets must, either one of them must equal 0. G. And what must each x be in order to make the brackets equal this? So how do you make this bracket equal 0? It's something plus 2 is 0. Well, x has got to be minus 2 for the first one. And the next one, something plus 4 must give 0. So that x has got to be minus 4. Because minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So x equals minus 2 and x equals minus 4. These solutions are the roots of the quadratic equation and give us our x-intercepts. That's where it crosses the x-axis.